Two, while I agree with Shorty on the video, she had a little bit too much dip on her chip. So I needed her to take some of that dip off because it was like, well, okay. But I mean, me personally, I don't care who you date.
Wait, what's a dip? What that mean? Dip in her, what does that mean?
She had a little bit too much. If you want to date
you're
not what you think, what you is. And then she just had to have a video showing her body. And I really don't want to get into it because really, sis, because if you would have just showed us from the neck up.
Just, can you
I ain't gonna go there, but I'm just saying she had a little bit too much dip on her chip. I needed her to take a little bit, some of that off of there.
I agree with Jess. The girl wasn't attractive from the face up. The girl was really just had a decent little frame on her. And sitting down, all women look thick. So I had to see her standing up. Me personally, after my college phase, I was done with white women. You know what I'm saying? It just, I guess in Michigan, the white men, they're just too racist. They're not really going. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you get one of them pregnant, you might keep that baby, but you'll never be accepted into the families in Michigan. I mean, that's just how shit work up there. You feel me? Especially in East Lansing, it was, you know what I'm saying, KKK ground. So niggas got to move real smooth around that bitch. But me personally, like I said, my biggest thing about it is when I see dudes take losses, like Jonathan Majors. I was so disappointed in not being able to see him, you know what I'm saying, fulfill like some of this, like I'm a big comic fan, so him playing Kang was a big role for me. But now I gotta go see fucking Robert Downey Jr., who used to be a crackhead, play Dr. Doom again. I don't know. And I was never really impressed by Robert Downey Jr. anyway, so. But it is what it is. I just don't like seeing a black man lose money like fucking Shannon Sharp, bitch ass.
But see, but with Shannon, you know what? I hate to see that happen to Shannon. But at the same time, Shannon, you too old. It's not even you too old to be talking to that girl. You too old for anybody that age to get over on you like that. You should have at least enough experience in life.
Talking to her, bro. I gotta go against.
I feel that.
Hold on, I think you say you about to leave, Chaz.
No, I was saying she is too young for him, bro. I had to push back against that.
That's cool, but my 50, point, bro. But my point is he's too old to get gamed by somebody that young. He's too old for that. That's my biggest issue. He should not be able to get the wool pulled on you. You should not be a sucker that easy at that age with that much experience. It's not like you ain't encountered women before. You
disagree, bro.
A former football player who was a Hall of Famer.
Hold on, though, fam. I feel like the two go together, though, right? So if you're a 50-year-old man and you put yourself in that situation with a young woman, you are at her mercy anyway. That period. Because as that older man in that situation, you are not supposed to be messing with somebody's granddaughter, fam. Like, what are we talking about, bruh? You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say I think just being in that position as a 50-year-old, she has the upper hand regardless. The minute you text her, and you're a Hall of Fame Super Bowl with, like, bro, the minute you text her, she has the upper hand. So to me, he's stupid just for even involving himself with somebody who's not on his level. Anybody gonna have the upper hand.
I actually agree with that.
And the problem is when you say, like, you know, not on his level, that's the problem. She actually is on his level. That's how she was able to get over on him like that. He shouldn't be at that level, but he is. That's the problem.
No, but they are not at the same level in no way. Shit, that is a 50-year-old black man.
The mentality. Hold on, bro. Hold on, bro. No. Let me finish. Listen to me. He's on the same mental level, meaning he may be almost 60 years old, but his mentality is still that of a 19, 20-year-old man. He has not evolved mentally. That's the problem. That man should be so much more progressed in his mind.
I think I might know where you're coming from, but having talked about these men for a long time, I'm telling you, he on some 50, 60-year-old shit. I'm telling you, he on some lame-ass old man who couldn't find a wife, failure in life, chasing young women shit. This ain't got nothing to do with being young or chasing young or having a young mentality when men get to 50 years old and still want to chase young women.
Yeah, those dudes haven't matured yet. And that's what I'm seeing in Shannon. He hasn't matured.
But so what would be maturity? Because to me, maturity would be already married, You know what I'm saying? Living your life and whatnot. The average man that people call mature today is doing what Shannon Sharp do. Just playing around with women, younger women, looking for women, any women.
Maturity would be not putting himself in that situation in the first place. He's too old. It's not like he doesn't live in a modern era where it's not like he's the first guy to get caught up like this. There's been plenty of guys that got caught up for like the last 30, 40 years. So he should know this. That's what I'm saying. The lack of the maturity, the wisdom, the experience. You should know better. And he doesn't. And that's sad. He's too old to not know better.
Because if you're doing something foul, that's what this is about, right? You know what I'm saying? So no matter the age,
he should know better than to do something foul like that. That's what I'm saying. He should know better.
Shit.
He should know better than to do something foul like that. That's what I'm saying. He should know better.
Yeah, that girl younger than that man kids. That's crazy.
At some point when you live in life, you're supposed to learn. You're supposed to learn not only from your own experiences, but you also should be able to learn from other people's experiences. This is not like he's the first one that's gotten caught up in some mess like this. So he should have seen enough examples by now to not get caught in something like that, to not be doing something foul like that.
Yeah, but that's when you got to go to that next step, bro. It's that white woman, bro. He trusted her. He trusted her more than he'd have trusted a black woman. He lacks black women. Trust these white hoes.
And he lacks the maturity. That's where he threw himself. He doesn't have the maturity.
So are we now excusing the fact that young women are looking for men in that tax bracket and at that age?
No. I'm not going to look. Okay, I'll admit the girl. Yeah, what she's doing is foul. I'm not talking about her though. I'm talking about him because if he was on the right track on his end, he wouldn't get caught up like this. Look, I get it. You got a lot of women out there who be on some foul stuff, but I'm sorry, too many men walk with their eyes wide shut into these obvious plays.
But he's a winning situation. Why is she messing it up? Why is she fumbling the bag?
Because she's 19. And the problem is he's almost 60 with the same mentality.
For one, who says she fumbled anything? She got exactly what she was looking for one. And for two, I agree with what TD's saying, because it's like, bro, you've been freaking since Freaknik. How you ain't figured this out by now? Like, homie been at it since
she did fumble the bag, though.
No,
she would have been better off. She would have been better off staying with the guy.
In 2025, the bag is either putting up a lawsuit or having a baby. That is the bag for this. And I'm speaking of this particular circle of females. The bag is put up a lawsuit or get a baby. That is the bag. She didn't fumble anything. She did exactly what she was supposed to do. Come on, who really think that her intentions was to marry this motherfucker and wait till he died in order to get his money? Like, who really thinks that's what her play was supposed to be? Nobody believes that. Not one person on this panel believes that. Her plan
she's actually using the system against him.
But he might believe that. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck what we think. He the one texting the bitch and trusting her. He the one believe that shit. We know better.
Which I think goes to TD's point. Like, bro, come on, you not smart enough to know that this is a play. You really believe this? Like, I mean, honestly, like both of y'all saying, like, for one, you too mature for this, and then for two, you fail for this. But this is the one that got you. Like, come on, dog. Of all this time you've been here, this that got
out of everybody, but you got like this.
But see, is it
really, bro?
But is it like kind of like the streets where you already know something that play is kind of foul? But
TD, you got a loud background. Mute you for a second.
Oh, my bad, bro.
Like, you know, sometimes people know shit is foul, but they still stay in it because they didn't already did it. You know what I'm saying? I think that's where he kind of got jammed up at. Once you involved. And I just think it points to, though, older men that want these younger women, they need to stay the hell away from it, because at the end of the day, it probably would have been better for her to stay his little girlfriend on the side and keep it quiet and whatnot. But she chose to pop out on him, which should tell these older men that they ain't looking to be with him. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not sure that he didn't trust her, though, that it was just a play for him. This, like, some of these dudes be falling in love with these young white women.
But that's
Yeah.
when a man usually get to his highest earning points, and that's where the women are most vulnerable to, because that's the standards they set themselves to be vulnerable to, is a man in a higher tax bracket. They're not happy with the struggle, what they call the struggle of, which is a building stage or being comfortable with a situation where they're both trying to be suitable to each other's purpose and what in the direction they're both trying to go in. But we now have a cut the chase and try to get it the fast way, the fast life, and you know it's sometimes not rewarding for the man when he's looked to be the provider in these situations. And I don't like to demonize. I don't think he was right in the situation from the context of what transpired in it, like the conversations he was having, the lack of acuity to understand that that young lady was not there in good faith. She just wasn't there in good faith. I agree with that, but I think that we also need to understand that she also fumbled a situation that someone, if she wasn't willing to be of good purpose in the situation, not to just go out and just put it out all on the internet. And I think it should be more shame toward her than him, because he absolutely was winning. He was trying to provide a good lifestyle to her. He was rewarding her for her whatever services. He wasn't outside being exclusive with her or nothing. It was nothing like that. It was pretty sure all this stuff was being done under some type of privacy. It was not like he was broadcasting it and nothing like that. So why is she crossing the line and putting it out on Front Street? I just don't agree with that part. That's where I
Shit,
think
I
she
do.
fumbled.
Expose these niggas.
Wow. Well, why? I mean, he was treating her well. He was giving her the bag. He said that he felt that she was being a dick to him.
Yeah, I
Why
mean,
are we as men shaming him for doing that?